Hello, Dungeon fans. It's the Liching Hour. I'm Kevin from Level 9. Tonight we're playing the Apocrypha Adventure Card Game in front of a live Twitch audience. Tonight's episode, our mission, is called Absent Friends. We're rejoining our two heroines, Evangeline, Rose, and Savannah. They just finished up a mission in I forget where they were. They're still in Florida. They're still in Florida. They were they were tracking down a plastic surgeon that was offering certain types of modifications above and beyond plastic surgery. And this plastic surgeon seemed to have some kind of history with Savannah. So the next person or name on Savannah's list, the list of experiments that she escaped with from wherever she was being held captive, and during her all the different experiments that were being done on her. The next name wasn't a person's name; it was hastily scribbled words, Ballot 42, and then a location, Columbia, South Carolina. So, having kind of wrapped up their business in Florida, they jumped in the car and the ladies headed north out of Florida to South Carolina. It's been about a month since Evangeline found Savannah in that hospital in the Keys. While she hasn't learned much from Savannah, she's learned a lot about her from all the interactions they've had and everything they've experienced so far. I mean, it's been a pretty busy month. She knows that Savannah was a victim of some sort of experiments, and it started with bad plastic surgery, which in itself is sort of obvious because the plastic surgery has left Savannah quite disfigured. And that's something I haven't been playing. That's something I needed to bring into the story that I haven't in the last couple missions. But yeah, so Savannah's face is any pictures you've seen of celebrities or people who've had bad plastic surgery, that's what you can kind of imagine what Savannah's face looks like. A little too long, a little too unnatural. Evangeline also knows that Savannah must have been pretty well off prior to her incidents, the experiments, and her troubles, because the surgeon they confronted in the last mission wasn't cheap by any means. It was for well-to-do people, very well-to-do, and that's a fact that Evangeline she didn't miss that. Savannah is a little too lost in her emotions and wanting to strike back at the people that did things to her, to really pay attention to that stuff. But this is Evangeline's paying attention to everything. She also knows, and this is important, Evangeline knows and feels that Savannah is more than what she's going through right now. More than, in effect, that she's a lot like Evangeline, a fellow soldier, a fellow saint. And I say saint. That's how we do it, Apocrypha. These are saints. These are troubled people who were destined to get in the way of the evil that's in the world. And Savannah is much bigger and destined for more than just revenge for those that wronged her. But that's something that Evangeline's keeping to herself for now. When Savannah wakes up screaming in the hotel rooms that they're in from nightmares, Evangeline's there to soothe her and tell her stories of when she was a child and some of the things that she's faced. And what she's trying to do is kind of share where she's coming from, so that when Savannah's ready, she can start talking to her about who she thinks Savannah is, from a sense of what she is. She still doesn't know who she is. She suspects that she's obviously was well-to-do, but she doesn't know if she was like someone with a name or just a well-off person. So they hit the road They're heading to South Carolina. They don't. All I know is the words ballot 42, but it doesn't take them long. Once they get into South Carolina and listen to the local radio, to find out that ballot 42 was actually something that just passed recently, and under some I was going to say, with some contention, the ballot 42 illegal makes homelessness illegal. And there's controversy around this ballot. That's the word I was looking for, controversy. So they criminalize homelessness. So nobody can be homeless. You're going to go to jail if you're homeless. They've instituted via third party, which just so happens between you and I, it happens to be the physicians, this mysterious group that we're working against. They've kind of instituted this, and they were behind. They did all the funding for ballot 42, and the system that kind of came into place, an ad hoc system, just so that there wasn't like a bunch of criminals in the street all of a sudden, was people who were willing were deported to an emergency shelter outside of let's see, where is it? It's the White Rock shelter. But those who were unwilling or weren't able to comprehend what was going on, they're just disappearing off the streets. Nobody really knows. Everybody assumes they're all going to the shelter, but there's a lot of people who aren't going to the shelter. They're going to some different place that we don't know about yet. But we know that there are 4 locations this mission. There's the Richland County District 1 school. There is the White Rock shelter. There are the camps that where some of the unwilling people are going, and then there's the meat locker. This is gonna be gruesome. I like this one. This has a chance to be pretty gruesome. I'm loving this. I mean, don't get me wrong, I like Sam and Zeus and Gabriella, but I'm feeling like I'm really getting, and I've got some ideas for how we get back to those 3 too. So I'm pretty excited about that. But let's get going. This is a pretty straightforward, I feel like I say that every time, but this is actually a very straightforward mission. The challenge here is going to be, there are 4 locations. We can travel between them all. We just have to find, there's a master. We have to find the master and shut that master down. But the challenge here for us too is that there's 4 locations. So we'll see what happens. The 4 locations have different mutations that are assigned because of the book that we're in. Regenerating at the school, 2-headed at the shelter, my old favorite, swarming at the tent city, and unseen at the meat locker. All those make ridiculous sense. It's pretty cool. The ladies are coming into town. The first moment they hear of the proposal of ballot 42, and they hear about how people are being bused to this very cool shelter outside of White Rock, and the White Rock shelter. So the ladies are like, okay, that's where we're going first. So we're going to get them there. Wait, did I already assign? Oh, my bad. So I double assigned. Hold on. I had already assigned mutations to these guys. So they're going to be a surprise. They're not the ones so swarming is not part of this. Yay. Okay. Shelter is our first location, or nexus. In order to move, you got to discard an ally gift. So you call in a friend. The mutation is going to be experimental or hybridized for threats. First up is going to be Evangeline Rose. Is there anything else that needs to happen? Let me know if you think of anything. Her hand is She's got an omen of hope, an omen of doom. We've got some bones. She's got some of the knowledge she gained from her new friend, the arc welder. Also, stuff she learned from the seer, and then the pink taser. Okay. Shall we begin? Omen of hope. Nice. I like it. Figure. Okay. Well, since she's sitting here with 2 omens of hope in her hand and an omen of doom, I gotta make sure I don't forget any of the special things that happen. It's very simple, this mission. Whenever we draw a helpless child, we're gonna flip our nexus to doom. Just so you know, what we're going to be doing is finding that there's children being taken. This all sounds very actual topical, but which is fucked up, but we'll just pretend it's actually imaginary land. All right. Omen of Doom, horror show. And evaluate versus a threat, trash the highest die. Well, let's just hope this isn't a threat, shall we? Let's draw it and then we'll talk it. Scalpels. Interesting. Huh. Okay, so it doesn't take the ladies long to find the shelter. It doesn't take long for anybody to find anything anymore. Just hear about where it is, the White Rock Shelter, pop it into Google Maps, and before you know it, you're sitting outside the shelter. It's not a shelter, it's just a big brick building in the middle of a small downtown. The parking lot is jam-packed of people. There's a group of people that are protesting. The Ballot 42 is very controversial. There's a lot of people who did not want homeless people to be considered criminals, and they're there at the shelter protesting this. So there's a crowd outside of the shelter, and there's a full parking lot of people that are working inside the shelter and covering the shelter. And there's news there. We're going to, as far as the scalpels are concerned, we're going to roll first, and then if I succeed, we'll integrate that into the story. This is Evangeline. She's got 3 dice in mind. Hack and strike. She has strike of 1. Yeah, we're just gonna roll there. I'm not gonna mutate this. Well, let's look at the card. Evaluate using body or rage. Recycle. Reroll 1 die, then trash 1 die. It's not super great. But then again, what I need to start considering is the fact that it has hack and strike, which means she doesn't. Which means when she plays it, she could get an extra die but whenever she deals with hacking or strike. We're going to roll 4 dice. No, you know what? All right, we're going to mutate just because we can. Because it's stupid not to. Because one of Savannah's powers is when you add a mutation die, add 1 mutation die, then trash the lowest die. So why not use it? So we're going to flip this over to experimental. We're going to roll 2 mutation dice, 2 and 2, and sacrifice 1. Reroll 5s and 6s. Great. That's all right. All we need is 4s. All right. And all right, so we reroll 5s. I don't know when you're supposed to do this. We're going to re-roll 3 of them because because of the mutation. We're going to, not 3 of them, 2 of them. How many of those 4s? We need another 4. Okay, now we re-roll 5s and 6s. It's 3. So we needed 12. We got 11. Okay. Fine. She did not get the scalpels. We have no idea how that's going to enter into the story. That's fine. To move, we got to discard an ally gift. Okay, good. So we're going to continue on, though. So they park the car, and they get out and observe all these people in front of the shelter. We're going to do Omen of Hope, the hookup. This is good. I mean, not all is lost. There's a lot of people that are there fighting whatever is going on. This is not a desperate, doomed kind of situation that they're beginning to become used to. And a symbol versus a gift. Oh, it's Doom, Omen of Doom. And then we draw again. Anesthesiast. Anesthesiast. Okay. So Evangeline and Savannah work their way through the crowd of protesters. Nobody really pays attention to them until they're past the crowd. Then the crowd's yelling at them, thinking that they might work there. But you know what? When people look at Evangeline, her purity kind of just shines through, and she has this effect on people where they don't. And in the fact that Savannah's disfigured, the crowd don't. They don't say anything to them as they work their way through and out of them and into the building, the shelter itself. The first person they meet, however, is a very stern and very cold-eyed person. Actually, they're not in the building. This is a person with clipboard outside of the door with a couple armed guards next to them. And they're going to have to get through this person before this person doesn't look like they like the idea that they're out there at all. So they're pretty, it's going to be a pretty tough sell for the ladies to get past her. Initiate body, resist, or mind sense 12. If you fail, bury 1 card. Okay, so the very first thing that's going to have to happen is Evangeline's going to have to do her smile and get past this lady, or just like to even approach her without the guards just getting them escorting them away back to the crowd. Right now, there should only be people escorting homeless people, and Evangeline and Savannah don't look homeless. So let's see. Evangeline's got 3 mind. We're going to do mind because her body is 2. Oh, wait. First off, she's got to do her sense. Mind, sense 12. She doesn't have any sense. But she gets 3 dice to do it. Or body with resist is 2 dice, so 3. So doesn't matter. 6, 9, 10, 11. Oh boy. No. If she fails, and she failed, she's got 1 card. She's got to bury a card. Hold up. All right, she's going to bury her taser. So as she's walking up with the 2 guards standing next to this anesthesiast, she just kind of makes sure that she moves her taser back behind her so that they don't see it. And let's see. Now we've got a 15 and a 13 body to get past her, to talk our way out of this. We're going to do mind. Okay. So we're gonna do mine. We're gonna mutate. We're gonna do that first. And it's hybridized. Use for checks. Okay. Examine one new threat. The original threat has all the new threat's powers during the indicated steps. If a combination of powers creates an impossible situation, use only the original threat's powers. It happens no matter what. This mutation is pretty crazy. Okay, so let's see. Examine one new threat. Cryptid. Mutate. Add one mutation device. Die. Okay. Fine. So here's a mutation die. Here's a mutation die because of the cryptid. And then here's the mutation die because of Savannah. And we're going to trash the lowest die. Awesome. Trashing a 2. 5 is terminate. Oh, I get it. Okay, now I get it. All right, so this tells us when this happens, but the power is whatever. During the indicated steps. Okay. Well, whatever. I didn't need that extra mutation die, but whatever. Okay. We're good. All right, mutated. 3 mind. We're going to talk our way out of this. She's going to be able to re-roll 3. We need to play some cards. She's going to gamble. She's going to gamble on... So Evangeline has intimate knowledge of the inner workings of hospitals, and this person has a very... she can't tell that she's an anesthesiast, but she can tell that she does something. She's a tech. She doesn't necessarily be a doctor, probably not a nurse. She can tell all this right away from looking at her. So, yeah. So Evangeline is going to play. She's going to roll a dice and play her role and how she talks to the hospital staff about the services she provides. She's going to come out and say, "Look, there is someone who is passing in there. I'm here to make sure that they pass in a nice way." Pass herself off as somewhat of a spiritual kind of help, and we'll see where that goes. She's going to discard bones to just to boost her mind, and then let's see. Can Savannah do anything? No, not really. Assemble using body? Nope. Assemble versus a threat. Sacrifice, add 2 bonus dice. Interesting. It's a 15, and we only have 4 dice right now. If we lose, we display 1 new symptom. But we do get to slot a new fleeting fragment, so that's kind of cool. 'Hmm. Okay, we're going to play extra razor blades. Savannah's going to play it. Anybody that she's with, if symbol versus a threat, you can sacrifice this to add 2 bonus dice. Does she have to sacrifice it? Yes, she has. Yes. Okay. 2 bonus dice. So basically what happens is Evangeline smiles and walks up, and right behind her is Savannah, who has 2 razor blade slit eyes, who gives the anesthesiast a look of, you need to listen to her or there's going to be problems. And then what's the resistance sense? Okay, thanks to a enduring fragment, Evangeline gets to add a bonus die for resist threats. No, I mean 10, 14. All right, we're going to re-roll 3 of these and hope for a 5. Oh, even better. There we go. Evangeline does her best smile with Savannah there to back her up. She has definitely got this person's attention. She tells her that there's a patient inside that needs her attention, and then she'll be right out of their way as soon as that patient is out of their way. And the anesthesiologist looks and goes, "Okay, you go on in." In they go. I think she's gonna play another omen. Oh, this should be hope, by the way. Okay. Or maybe not. She's got an omen of hope in her hand, but we shouldn't probably blow them all right off the bat. We should hang on. So she's gonna end her turn. She got us in the building. 1, 2. All right, Savannah. Savannah's hand is an omen of doom. She's carrying some trauma with her. Illusion, Sparks, Soul Stealer, and Wave of Mutation. She picked this up last. Kind of cool art. Okay. Wave of Mutation. Okay, now I get it. See how there's pixies? Wave of Mutilation. Nice. Well played, sir. Well played. Okay. We're going to draw an Omen of Doom. Curiosity. So we got 2 Omens of Doom, so that kind of sucks. You cannot play Powers to Avoid during this investigation. So we enter the shelter. Candlebox. This is new. Huh. During the support, you slot it. While slotted, you can, during a symbol, may conjure or sense. At the end, you discard this gift. So I never understood if this means end is like at the end of any turn, even if you don't assemble, or only when you assemble do you then end, you discard this gift. That's how I'm going to play it. It's like you discard it when you use it. Oh, no, that shouldn't be how you play it. It should be you support, you slot it with the hope that that turn you use conjure or sense. It's not that great of a gift. She's got 3 soul. We're just gonna, it's conjure, and since she doesn't have either one of those, so we're gonna roll. So whatever that was, they miss it as they come in the door. Trauma and damage, increase the damage by 1. Oh, this should be Cajun Spice. Okay, well, let's we'll roll rage on this one. 3 rage. It's an 8. 5, 6, 7, 8. So when they walk in the door, there's this older guy who's speaking and what do you call it, patois, like the kind of speaking in just like a heavy accent, who's kind of fighting with a couple of people that are trying to bring him in to help him through, and he's fighting, and when he fight, he's just kind of struggling, not too badly, and something falls out of his pocket and rolls towards them as these people help him into another set of doors further into the shelter. He looked like an older homeless fellow. We say homeless because he's just wearing a coat, and like he doesn't have a shirt on, and he's just got some old pants on, and but what it rolls towards him and Savannah picks it up is this Cajun Spice. It's like, looks like mace or pepper spray. And she picks it up with the intent of giving it back to the man as they go further in. 2, 3, 4, 5. This is going to be the end of her turn. 6. All right. Evangeline. Gut punch. Well, we are back at Doom, so we might as well keep it Doom. Keep it Doom. Gut punch. And damage, you got to bury it 1 card first. Atomizer. Okay. So, body is 10. Her soul is 4, though. So I might as well use soul. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. She did not get it, so whatever that was, she misses it. One of Doom, Curiosity. Cannot play powers to avoid. Yeah. So as they go, they enter the shelter. There isn't like a reception. There's just right off the bat. There was just a couple of people struggling with a homeless person, bringing him in further. There's no one really to greet them because the person who greets them was the anesthesiast, which was outside the doors. There isn't a whole lot of structure here because the physicians didn't plan on this being a. This was really just a place for show. This wasn't a serious shelter for what's going on because they want to funnel as many people as possible to the tents and elsewhere to do the tests on them. Or whatever they're going to do, whatever their nefarious scheme is at this point. So when Evangeline and Savannah come in, there's just the doors where they drag this homeless guy in. So they go in, they follow them, and when they open up the doors, they find themselves in a it looks like it's an old office building that was maybe turned into a shelter. There's a couple rooms to either side, and then there's a long hallway and a room at the other end. And there's the people that brought this guy in are gone, and the guy and everything. There's just an empty hallway. So they look at each other, and then they're looking around, and they see there's a door on the left, door on the right, and a door down the hall. They open up one of the doors, and it's dimly lit, and there's some cots. There looks like some people laying in there. And they don't know exactly what they're looking for right now. All they know is what was on her list was Ballot 42 and the South Carolina, Columbia. So they're not quite sure why they're there yet. So they kind of need to explore to find out. So they enter that room. When they enter that room, Savannah, Evangeline gets a feeling that she has had before. Savannah gets a feeling that she realizes she's had before, but doesn't know what it is. Evangeline kind of has an idea what it is. There's these points in reality where the shadow world and reality kind of meet, and this is one of those. She gets the familiar cold but hot rush, and there's goose pimples, but then the kind of the rush of the cold. That's Evangeline. And Savannah gets the same thing too. She's gotten this before in her life, and it feels nostalgic, but she just never doesn't have any memories that kind of connect with it. So they both kind of at first it hits them really hard as they open the door, and then the door shuts. As they walk in the door, and then the door shuts behind them. When it shuts behind them, it gets even more overpowering, and the bodies that they saw on the cots start kind of rising up, but not like human, like rising up like a person, but literally rising up and kind of coming up like this is kind of shadows becoming bodies, becoming shadows, becoming shapes, and they start kind of flowing around them. Yeah, and this is Evangeline's turn. So we're going to have her deal with this. We got a mind and a soul. Now her soul is 4. And then it's got conjure, and her conjure is 2. So that's pretty cool. And then she's got 2 soul gifts in her hand. She's got sparks. Oh, I like that. Sparks. So she's going to Evangeline understands what she's what they're up against, what's happened, and right away she knows that they're on the right track. Like I just said, that they didn't know what they're looking for here, but the fact that this disjunction point, this kind of mixture of realities is here, lets her know that they're on the right track. But she knows that they've got to get it through this with just kind of like sheer like willpower and soul. She grabs Savannah's hand. She grips her hand, and she says, "Stand with me." And then we're gonna use sparks. That's sparks. We're gonna add a bonus die. And so we're sitting there with 7 dice. That's pretty good. Do we want to mutate? Yeah, why not? Let's we're gonna add. We got 2 bonus. We got to roll 2 dice. 2 mutation dice. 2 and a 4. We're gonna get rid of the 2. 4 is during a symbol and terminate. We got to draw a new threat. This is an interesting one. Hybridized. Ooh. So this disjunction, this point where realities were kind of mixed, something like the Demogorgon, something has kind of come through and is feeding on the homeless people's kind of souls and minds. And let's see, its power is lose, search your nexus for an ally gift, and sacrifice it. Okay, well that's no big deal. That's no big deal. Okay, so we could reroll 3 of these thanks to the mutation. Let's straighten this stuff up as best we can. All right, we got a 6 here, a 5, and a 6. That's well more than 13. When we win, we get to examine 2 and return the examined cards in any order. So Evangeline reaches out and grabs Savannah's hand, and Savannah is stiffened but relaxes when Evangeline grabs her hand. Evangeline says, "Stand with me." And if Savannah feels this kind of rush of warmth from Evangeline's hand and from her, and she is kind of startled a little bit when her body automatically responds, almost like her body and something else kind of responds to this warmth. And Evangeline says, she says the words, heal the terror that is here. She does almost, hey heroic, how's it going, man? Evangeline does this kind of incantation where she talks about healing and a terror, and she's like literally saying words to help heal the whatever kind of holes opened up between the 2 realms. And her with Savannah, their warmth kind of extrudes out of their bodies and pushes back the shadows, and then kind of and as they do that, the shadows kind of force back up into a corner of the room and then dissipate, and they reveal a couple people sleeping on cots who look like they're sleeping peacefully. They're hoping they're sleeping peacefully. So that's gone, and now we get to examine 2 and put them back in any order. And there's only 2 left. And the first one is Okay. Savannah sees a shadow when the shadows are pushed back in the walls. On the one side, which is a wall that faces further into the shelter, the shadow is not just a bulky shadow. It's actually a defined form of a person. And Evangeline realizes that in the next room is the source, or at least not so much a source, or as the nexus for what's going on at this location, or why this rift had happened. So when the shadows kind of dissipate, completely gone, she says, "We've got to go. Let's go to the next room." Trying to decide if, yeah, why not? Why not? Okay. Moment of hope. So, still holding Savannah's hand, they don't realize that they're still holding each other's hands until they exit the one room and move down to the next. And she opens the door and let go of Savannah's hand. They open up the door to find, okay, so in a symbol using a body, we get to add a body die. This is, where am I? What they're greeted with is something they weren't expecting to find right away. I mean, even though they know how messed up these physicians and the stuff that they've been seeing is, they didn't expect to see this until maybe deeper in to this shelter. But when they walk in, there's several operating tables and a small, dark-haired, pale woman who is sawing through an appendage of some sort, an arm. She's sawing the hand off an arm that's already sawed off, and there's pieces of people on all the tables. And she looks up in aggravation because she's been interrupted in her work. Who are you and what are you doing here? She says. So we need to find out what's going on here. Or they're not going to get everything out of this person. There aren't a lot of homeless people here. So what Savannah and Evangeline are going to have to find out is where where they're taking people, or where she got. Actually, and this is really messed up. This is severely messed up. I'm going to warn you right now. The appendages on the tables are not from adults. And Evangeline notices that right away. So, yeah. So she runs up and we're gonna do body check. We're gonna do body because, well, one, because of vigor, right? But also because they want to hold her down and ask her questions. They're gonna try to contain her. So unfortunately, Evangeline's body isn't the best for this, but 14 and 13, it's 14 and 13. It's not like that big a difference. So, and plus she gets an extra body die because of vigor. We are going to mutate it, so let's do that first. Then it adds an extra mutation die. Okay. So 2 is a symbol, evaluate and terminate. All right, we got to draw a new threat. The threat is the thing in the basement. Its power is win, search your nexus for an archetype, reload it into its nexus, lose, discard the top card. Okay. The original threat has all the new threat's powers during the indicated steps. I don't know if that means that search your nexus for an archetype and reload it into its nexus happens during a symbol evaluate and terminate, or... Well, we're going to do it like this. So hybridized means that it has its powers. Its powers is only during win and lose. So, yeah. Okay, so damage, you got to bury the damage, so let's just not lose. All right, we are mutated. There's three green dice. Hacking strike. She has strike 1. And let's play some cards. So we're gonna use there's a what do you call it? The kind of equipment that brings you back, that shocks you. I forgot the name escapes me right now, but she sees some of that, and her plan is to grab that on her way heading towards Sawbones, this lady, and use it to stun her. We're going to discard that to boost body. And then Savannah can do what? A symbol versus a mutated card. Recycle this to add 1 body die. Wolfram cube, which is her focus of body. So Savannah is this is more Savannah's playground than Evangeline's. So Savannah knows exactly, just instinctively, what Evangeline wants to do, and moves to do it like as quick as possible. So we're going to add a body die to this roll. And then what else we got? A symbol using body, discard. Nope. Oh. No. Okay. Let's roll it. We get to reroll roll 3 of these. Ooh, well, we're going to need to. We got 1 6, which is good, but I'll reroll 3. That's not any better. So it's 10. Well, it's not too bad. We only need 2. We've got 12. All right. So all right. So first things first, she can use a Mandarin cell. She can use the this is the represents Evangeline's ability to see the bigger picture. She wants to move and stun this woman, but she knows that Savannah just rushes in, so she knows that Savannah is going to take this lady's attention, and she does, and she's going to use that to her advantage to grab the kit to shock her. What is that even called? Anyway, I'm going to roll 6. That's even, which means if it's even, it decreases the target by 2, which means this is now a 12, which is exactly what we have. That was a discard. So Savannah rushes. Savannah saw this woman, says, "Who are you and what are you doing?" Looking up from chopping up limbs. Savannah rushes over to one side. As she's doing that, this lady turns, not sure what to do, maybe raises a butcher knife. Meanwhile, Evangeline grabs the what is that kit called? Thank you. Thanks, Rock. Defibrillator. Grabs a defibrillator and hits the woman with it while she's distracted. Shocks her, and she falls to the ground. And then Savannah gets on top of her and holding her arms down. And they wait a few moments for her to wake back up or to become unstunned. And then Evangeline asks her where What would she ask her? She asked her, what are they doing here? What are you doing here? And and the lady says, isn't that obvious? I'm making more friends. And so Evangeline kind of gets her stomach upset. Her stomach gets even more upset. Kind of like, okay, we're not dealing with somebody who's all there here right now. Tell us where who are you looking for? With this lady, it feels like the meat lockers, right? Where are you taking these people? And she says, to the bank. Where's the bank? And she just smiles at that point, and Savannah hits her really, really hard. And again, and this person is obviously psychotic in some way, shape, or form, but isn't a necessarily tough psychotic. So Savannah hits her a couple times, and they take him to the bank, and across town. At the end, she says a name of a brand name at the old whatever building. Will you let me finish? And then Savannah hits her again and knocks her out, and they tie her up with the idea that they're going to call some kind of authorities on their way out, which they do. So they give her the name of, okay, so this woman, this Sawbones, gives them the name of an old building. They tie her up, they leave. As they're working their way back out through the crowd, they call authorities. They call 911 and tell them that there's something really bad going on at the shelter, and that there's someone tied up there, and they need to get there to help. Or, no, they say somebody's broken into the shelter, and we need help, and there's blood, and there's things going on, and so to get them to rush there. And then they head across town to the old Gamboni's building, which they look up, and it takes them a little bit of a Google searching to find where that is. But it's an old meat packing building. Oh wait, hold on. We're not done here yet. Can't forget the game. So in order to, we get to go to Sanctify, right? Yep. Suffer 1 body damage, 1 mind damage, 1 soul damage. Hold up. So, so anybody can do that. 1 mind, soul, and hold on. This is reload 1 body, 1 mind, and 1 soul. 1 body, 1 mind, and 1 soul. We don't have a body between us. We don't have it. So we can't seal this yet. So as they start working their way out, they tie her up, and they go to leave the room, and they enter the kind of the foyer of the building, and there is this man who's obviously an android of some sort, who is standing in front of the doors. He's says, "Sorry, you can't leave just yet." His whole job is to make sure people can come in, but then homeless folk don't get out. It's a cheap alternative to multiple guards that the physicians have found. And so we're going to have to get past this guy first before we can get out of here. Sorry, that's going to happen in just a second. First, Evangeline's going to end her turn. 4, 5, 6. So it is Savannah's turn. She draws An Omen of Hope. And we meet this fellow, this coin-operated boy. Well, sorry, she's going to play an Omen of Hope first, and then we meet him. Okay, so it's a mind or body. Huh. We need, we need to get past him. We just need to get past him. I guess we're going to do body. Yep. Okay. Perfect. So first we got to do the assist. Assist is a soul check. This shouldn't be a problem with Evangeline. She got 4. With charm is 1. Yep. So she can assist. All right. So what Savannah's going to do is play Sparks. To assemble using body, discard, use soul instead. So kind of picking up from Evangeline's lead against the shadow, what happened there. Savannah, in a very uncharacteristic, but now it's kind of, she reaches out and grabs Evangeline's hand when they come out and see this android. And when she does that, she feels that warmth again. We're going to discard use soul instead. Her soul is 3. And what this does is it allows her to use Soul Stealer to boost her soul, because she sees that this thing doesn't necessarily have one. And then Evangeline, wait, hold on. Is there anything else she can play? Oh, we got to mutate. I threw the mutation away, but we're not done yet. This hybridization here. Alright, so it's a 6 during terminate. Let's grab a new threat. If you win, you draw 1 new rage gift. Okay. Okay. All right. So we got 4 of these. It's he's conjure and study. She's got to study at 1. We are mutated. Okay. This is it. This is our roll. We need a 16. Alright. Oh, we got 13. We can reroll 3. We're going to reroll these 3. Oh, we can reroll 4. Might as well. There we go. There we go. Right? No, we need 16. Damn. So we got 15. Okay. So what can we do? What can we do? 4, 3. Shoot, that's not going to help. Nope. Gabrielle's power is so awesome. To be able to add 1 by discarding card. Recycle, let's see, fleeting fragments. Reveal, nope. So recycle, nope. There's no rerolls. We are done. It is 1 point. So, Savannah grabs Evangeline's hand and they step up towards this automated person. And Savannah tries to do her smile. like Evangeline does, and say, we are obviously not homeless. We have just helped a soul pass from one plane to another. We hoping to confuse it a little bit. Will you please let us by? And it calculates. It stands there calculating for a long time. It doesn't seem to want. And it just seems like it's going to let them go. When finally it comes back, goes negative. You must stay. There will be no leaving today. It says, and Savannah is going to lose a card of damage. Let's see. Our mutation was lose. Recycle your hand, then go to end. Evaluate. Wait, hold up. Coin operated boy. Recycle one mind or conjure gift. You may keep 4 dice. I'm glad I rechecked that. Recycle. I'm going to recycle a mind gift, which she has, illusion. And all she needed was to keep 1 more die. And never mind. She says that, and instead of it calculates for the longest time. And then finally it goes, all right, you're a killer to leave. And it steps aside, and they walk out, clearing the shelter and moving on to the Gamboni building. Get rid of that too. Okay. All right, I gotta draw that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Gamboni, the old Gamboni meatpacking building, which I found by Googling, which sounds terrifying, and it probably is as terrifying. There's a lot less crowd than there was at the shelter. There's no protesters. They have to find a park in an alley behind because there's a like a third-rate food grocery on the other side of the building, and this old building is kind of buttressed up against that on the backside. They park in an old alley and get out, and they're already feeling like this is going to be a really horrifying experience. Let's see, the doom thing here is damage, increased damage by 1. We are starting with Evangeline's turn. She's going to draw. Okay, well that's good. She has 2 omens of hope and an omen of doom. I think we're going to go ahead and, you know what? I don't want to throw away some of these cards that she played because I was showing you guys. Nope. Okay, good. We're going to play feedback and evaluate, trash the highest mind die. Giant tardigrade. Interesting. It's a gift. Discard to boost body while slotted. Assemble versus a resist threat. Add 2 body dice. Lose, sacrifice this gift. Oh, that's a good one. That's a great one. Isn't that a water bear? I have no idea how to get that. Let's roll and see, and then I'll worry about that. 3 body or 3? Oh no, soul. 4 soul. And then study. She has no. She does not. Okay. We are actually pretty low on health. Evangeline. It took a lot out of her. That last location took a lot out of her. I don't think I want to blow through all her omens. Anyway, if she can win this, it'll allow her to play 1 more omen and not actually discard any cards. So let's just throw her 4 dice and see what happens. 13. Okay. Okay. So So there is something that's different about this. It isn't completely barren. They pull up and park in an alley, but there seems to be some kind of tinting structures set up outside of a door. So like kind of connected to the door, like a small tent structure, doorway. There's no guards outside or any party outside, but there's flaps that are going in. Presumably there's somebody inside of this tent structure that's going into this building, this old factory. We're going to just put this in our hand. I have no idea how to add this to the fiction. I'm stumped. If you want to kill a water bear this large, first kill everything else. Yeah. I was right, it's a water bear. Yeah, I'm gonna come back to this. I don't know quite how to do that yet. So we're gonna add that to her hand, and we're gonna play another omen, but this time we're gonna flip it to Omen of Hope. And a void versus a threat, you can recycle one card. And a symbol using body, add one bonus die. So the tent structure, they Evangeline pulls back the flap, and there's just a table there that has like a clipboard on it. There's no one else there that they can tell. And as Savannah and her come walking into it, they see just a regular kind of steel door that goes into the building on the other side of this tent. As she closes the flap, though, it's suddenly the flap kind of seals itself like with a zip, like almost like a zip sound, like a almost like a like air was sucked in, like it just kind of like a vacuum had initiated inside the tent, and this incredibly loud alarm sound goes off without any speakers. It's just they're just like surrounded in sound, without speakers that there are obvious. So let's see. It's a 12 mind. She's got 3 mind. She doesn't have hack. Neither one of them has hack. Do we have mind in our... Not really. We're going to do body. Her body's only 2 die. So we're definitely going to mutate this. So I'm going to roll 2 mutation dice. 4 and 3. Get rid of 1. 4. Reload 1 gift. Okay. I'm going to reload the start. No. I'm going to reload the... Mimi's Ruse Elixir. Okay, so we're mutated, which means we're going to be able to reroll 3. She's going to discard the star clock to boost mind. Which is going to represent her ability to shut off outside stimuli and focus. The star clock is allowing her to do that. Let's see. And didn't Savannah help? Monster Pete? No. We haven't tried just getting around this. So we're going to use the Halligan bar. Savannah looks around in rage, ready to bust something up. She's going to recycle this to add a body die. No, a rage die. We'll add a rage die. All right, let's roll him. Roll him if you got him. Well, that sucks. Well, we're going to re-roll 3 of them. Keep that 4. I guess not 2? No. And a 3. There we go. 12. Evangeline immediately falls back in her mind, and even though the klaxon sounds are just like hitting them as hard as it can, and Savannah's all worked up, she like focuses really quick and she looks around, and it all seems to be coming from something underneath the table, and she calmly walks over it and pulls back, like kind of there's a sheet over the table, and there's these really loud speakers there, and Savannah just goes to town on them, busts them up. When she does that, though, they see that they're not connected to anything. They're not connected to anything after they destroy it. It was something supernatural keeping them, making them work. We got rid of that. So Savannah goes to town, busts these speakers up, just kicking them. And we're going to end Evangeline's turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. She's really low. She's got 1 card left in her deck. We got to get her healed. What does she have? I haven't been paying attention to support. Okay. All right. Well, it is Savannah's turn. 6. Savannah is going to draw an Omen of Doom, Poverty. She doesn't have any omens in her hands. Let's flip this back over. So we move on through the steel door at the other end of the tent. And just inside the door, as they enter, they see a group of people, a small group of people turn in kind of a in a large open, obviously has a abandoned kind of large factory floor room. There's 4 or 5 people that are like huddled together talking. When they open the door, they turn and look at them. Yeah. Okay. Soul or rage? Well, this is Savannah. She can do it. Well, she's got plenty of rage. It's time to rage. It's time to let Savannah go. Do we mutate? She only needs 10. She can scare these people out. Yeah, she's going to do that. No, not going to use that. We're going to use a murder board. Assemble using rage. Recycle this in the deck and add 1 rage die. Oh, I guess we could just discard it and boost it. No, I don't want to discard it. I definitely want to recycle it. And then, oh, yeah, because then she can actually discard the Cajun Spice to boost. I think we're good. We just need 10. There we go. So with Evangeline and Savannah open up this door, they see the open factory, kind of abandoned factory. They see this group, and Savannah at this point, she's still like all worked up from the loud sounds, and which for some reason didn't alert these people, but that's okay. And so she's already worked up, so she just lets out a battle cry of sorts and rushes up. And as she's rushing up, these people just kind of scatter. They're all scared. Let's see. This was actually a 14. We won by 4 plus. We could choose one. Investigate again or shuffle one new minion A archetype into your nexus. Interesting. So we could... What would that do for us? That would make it so that we could... There's another chance... If we shuffle another minion A in, which is another Sawbones, we could close this, sanctify this quicker. Which is probably what we want to do. But then again, she doesn't have another Omen, so her being able to investigate again would be awesome too. Let's just do that. So this goes, recycles back into her deck. We're going to investigate again. So when she rushes up and these people scatter, she looks around and she sees them running off in different directions, and that's when she hears a sound, the kind of a whir, a mechanical sound, and this object kind of falls down in front of her. Not falls, it kind of lowers itself down in front of her. She's looking around, she's trying to decide, Savannah's trying to decide which people she's going to chase after and beat the hell out of, and while she's doing that, this thing kind of comes down in front of her, and she realizes, well, we realize that this is what's kept their attention and why they weren't necessarily alerted by the loud sounds in the tent outside in front. Alepht's children are everywhere. Let's see, rage or mind. She's not going to hack this sucker. She's going to rage it. Maybe we can avoid it. Well, why not use mind? She's got, it's 3 and 3 anyway. Hack and sense. She, There's this strike and study. We have a couple different things we can do. We could use Wave of Mutation to exchange the threat with one new threat. This seems like a good place to bring a new threat. We're going to do that. We're going to use this card for what? Initiate versus a non-true threat, which is this is. We could discard this to exchange the threat with a new one. Let's see what we got. Gaunt. I like it. So instead of this whirring machine coming down, the people scatter, and what held them in thrall rises up. They were blocking it. They were they look at them and Savannah and Evangeline, and Savannah comes running, and they go scattering, revealing what they were caught up with, which kind of unfolds itself, and it's this this being that's drawn by the carnage and the stuff that's going on there at that location. This Gaunt, and that's Evangeline gets the goosebumps, and she's never faced a Gaunt before, but she recognizes something like this. And Savannah, she doesn't care. It's party time anyway. She goes to town. She's gonna do rage. We get to upgrade the mutation dice, so we might as well mutate. She gets to add one mutation and then discard the lowest, so someone else reloads one card. Okay, well, that's cool. Evangeline reloads one card. Alright, we're going to do 3 rage It's resist, sense, and strike. Resist. She's got 2 resist. I think that's good. Evaluate. If at a hope nexus, trash odd dice. Otherwise, trash even dice. Oh. Alright, let's try it. Alright, we got trash even dice. We have 2 6s. Unfortunately, those go. And a 4 goes. But we have a 5 and a 3, which is 8, which is all she needs. She rushes up. Savannah rushes up. When she gets in those people scatter, she's faced with this thing, but she's not deterred. She's never seen anything like this before. She wasn't expecting something like this before, but something inside her expects this and is not afraid of it. So she comes in swinging. She draws out she's got a Halligan bar, and she swings, and this thing just with a couple swift strokes, she bashes this thing's head in, and it falls down to the ground. And she's standing there. And Evangeline comes up and puts her hand on her shoulder. This was a discard. Come on, we have to go. All right, she's going to draw back up. 1, 2, 3. Savannah has, I know she has a, she has one of those coffee shots that will heal. These guys really need to heal cards. It is Evangeline's turn. She draws an Omen of Doom. What are we going to do? We're going to do you want to slot? I want to be careful. All right, we're gonna use Evangeline. Okay, so Evangeline puts her hand on Savannah's shoulder and calms her, looking down at this dead gaunt thing as it kind of just disintegrates and ash and dissolves into the ground, just leaving this black mark across the concrete. She looks around, and obviously there's some bad shit going on here. So all her senses kind of go on like 150% on all alert. And she's gonna kind of kick into Vice Dog mode. We're gonna do this during support. We're gonna discard this to examine one. If it's a threat, we recycle this instead. But she gets to decrease the cost of ally gifts anyway, so no matter what, this is gonna go back and it's gonna be recycled. Okay, so it's a murder board, so this is getting recycled. The Vice Dog is. Okay, so it's a murder board. It's going to add to her hand. That's cool. Ish. Might as well, since we're still in the Doom, I'm just going to use an Omen of Doom. Debility. The first time you lose, display one new symptom. We're going to turn this over. And then the murder board. Let's roll rage. Body or rage. She's got 2 dice for rage. Wicked and strike. She's got 1 white die for strike. Man, I don't want to lose this roll for sure. She does not have enough cards to do that. What could happen here? Okay. Savannah's breathing calms down, and Evangeline looks around for a weapon. She, at this point, where they are, there's probably going to be violence, and she needs to be armed. and Savannah's going to help her find something really quick. She has symbol, discard to add a body die. Body die. These ladies' piles are getting really low, and we're only in the second nexus. I'm a little worried. We might need to split them up to survive this. Anyway, let's roll. We're not going to mutate. We need a 7. Boom. Evangeline looks around and she just kind of quietly says, I need a weapon. And Savannah looks over and grabs an old rusty pipe off the ground. Kind of has to wrench it off of stuck on something and gives her that. Evangeline takes it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we're going to go ahead and draw 1 card into her turn. So it's Savannah's turn. Jeez. All right. And they continue into the old factory. We're going to do this. Poverty. During a gift, we have to trash the highest die. So as they continue into the factory, this first floor there isn't really anything else off the first floor except for some old rusty stairs going up. So they continue up, and there's a large catwalk kind of thing, a system that works above the floor, and there's obviously a door or something across the way. As they start walking their way across it towards that door, and the rafters above, they hear a buzzing, and these large B shapes kind of start swirling down at them. Man, the death heads are no joke. 12 soul or 15 rage. Well, here's what's cool. We're going to do this. We're going to do rage. Savannah's going to fight these guys with her Halligan bar too. We're going to mutate. Now, Savannah can help herself with rage, and Evangeline can help too, so that's 3 mutation dice. A 6, a 3, and a 2. We're getting rid of these 2, and it's a 3. Reload 1 omen. Well, oh, okay. Well, that's fine. Cycle 1 card. Flip your nexus to doom. Yeah. And then I don't think Evangeline has. Oh, she does. She has 1 omen of hope. Okay, fine. So we are mutated. We need a 15. Savannah has 3, and it also has strike, which is 1 white die. We're going to use a Halligan bar when she can recycle this to add a rage die. And no. Oh, we can not into her deck. We don't want to do that. Ally. No. Evangeline's not going to do it. We can re-roll up to 5 dice. We have 15. Look at that. Holy mackerel. All right. So these bees come down out of the rafters. Large bees, nasty things, come zooming at Savannah, and she's like calmly waits, and then just one after another, fong, 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 hits every single one of them. They go flying off. When they win, she heals 1. After doing this, she feels rejuvenated. She looks at Evangeline. Evangeline nods in approval. We're gonna put one of these. There we go. She healed 1. And does she have? She has another omen. We gotta keep moving fast, man. She's gonna play it. She's gotta recycle 1 random card. Maybe she shouldn't do this. No, she's not gonna do this. She's going to draw back up to 3. 1, 2. I mean, draw back up to 6. It's 3 cards. Oh, she's got the extra shot. Good. Okay. Perfect. So, it is Evangeline's turn. She draws an Omen of Hope. It's her support phase. Savannah's going to play an extra shot. This is the first time after Savannah does this. She looks like Evangeline. Evangeline smiles and nods, but Evangeline looks tired. And Savannah feeling kind of like a rush from the adrenaline of fighting these, not only the gaunt, but these bees or these insects or these things that were flying around. She looks at her. She goes, "Are you okay?" And Evangeline says, "I'm okay. It's just been a lot." And just that little extra gives, let's see, if she can sacrifice this to heal 3 if they're skilled to resist, which she is not skilled to resist. So she heals 3. That's really, it's good for her right now. She needs 3. So 1, 2, 3. All right. Much better. So much better that we're going to slot this giant tardigrade. And she can slot something else. Slot this. Oh, she doesn't have anything else to slot. We drew the righteous anger. We're going to do it. So they move across the catwalk to this, it looks like it might be a managerial office of some sort, but the windows are covered in what looks like it might be plastic or something, and she opens the door and a wave of cold hits her, and as she opens up, as she goes to move in the door, the shadow comes out of nowhere with a knife, could be a machete, some kind of long stick kind of thing. Yeah, 10, 15. Well, I don't know. Is it a stick? Because her mind. Well, yeah. She's going to use her mind for sure. It's only a 10. Sense. She doesn't have any sense. Huh. Alright, we're going to have to mutate this sucker. 2 and 2. It's a 2. Reload 1 random card. It's okay. Reload's fine. Goes on top of the deck. Alright. Well, we can re-roll 3 of these dice. We need a 10. Roll 3, so there we go. So she opens the door, the combination of the cold hitting her stepping in, this shadow comes out of her. It looks like it's something that's gonna go hit her. She doesn't freak out. She holds her, she's too strong for that. She holds still. And when her eyes adjust, she realizes that it was a large piece of meat that was swinging, and it wasn't something that was swinging at her. So it was something that was moving. She checks. The meat is not. It's an old. It's a large pig, but it's not a person or a child or anything else screwed up like that. But it was moving. There was nothing behind it. She wasn't being attacked. She's going to draw back up to 6. She didn't have any more omens. We pass the turn to Savannah. Omen of Doom. Well, we haven't got out of Doom yet, so. Oh wait, no, we should have been. This is flipped. But it's going to be flipped back over because all we have is Omens of Doom. All right. Extravagance. If this is a gift, we have to avoid it. I don't think it's a gift. Oh, it is. Okay, fine. This is messed up. But when, as Evangeline's eyes kind of come in, into focus, and it's this big pig piece of meat was moving. She moves around and Savannah moves around. They realize that the big thing of meat was moving because there was this kid that's on a hook that was kicking the meat. It's the kid's like barely alive, just alive enough to kick the meat. Like just kick out like a 10-year-old. Obviously very cold. Let's pull out the. Here we go. We have to increase the target by half your number of enduring fragments rounded up. So we have 2 enduring fragments. So this is it's a 2. Yep. This is Savannah. She's going to use Soul. It needs to be a 12. Charm and Sense. She has neither. She's got to be careful because she doesn't want this kid freaking out, and she's not her disfigurement is going to make this a little rough, but hopefully her smile, regardless of her disfigurement, will help. We're going to mutate this. Oh wait, we can't. If she uses Soul, we're gonna have to use Mind. Use Mind because Evangeline can't help her with Soul. So we use Mind. We're gonna have to mutate. This is a true threat, so that means we have to add. Oh no, it's not a minion A, so we don't have to add a mutation dice. Okay. Get rid of the 2. It's a 3. We both have to reload 1 omen. Fine. Okay. So we are mutated. We're going to be able to reroll 3. Savannah is going to use. I don't know how she's going to use this. She's going to discard this to add a mind die. A symbol using body? Nope. Evaluate. A symbol using rage. A symbol using rage? No. We're rolling 4 here. We need a 12. Oh, geez. She just straight up with her mind, she just straight up looks this little kid, little girl, and says, "You're cold. We're gonna get you down." The kid's not gonna freak out, and she's able to get her off the hook and take her out. This is the last card, so we don't have to roll. We don't have to sanctify, so that's good. They get the kid out. They take her outside, and the kid. It takes some time before the kid can warm up. She's warming up in the heat of a car, and she gets to a point where she can tell him where she lives. And they ask her, what happened? And the little girl tells her that tells them that there is a truck at her school that is teaching. There was teaching people about teaching the kids about being homeless and how to avoid being homeless. And it's kind of like a tent, not a tent, but a truck and a setup out in the parking lot that's doing this. And one of the people working there said that they had that she had something wanted to see. Do you want to see a special experiment? And she said okay, and they took her in the truck, and then they put some duct tape over her mouth and put her in a different car and took her away. So the ladies take her home. She's not too far away, and now they're going to continue on to the school, the Richland County District School. All right, state of the game. Maybe about half the elements left. We got 2 locations. We're doing pretty good because we've got 2 locations. Now here's the idea. Do we split these guys up? Or do we take the chance? We're going to take a chance. We're going to go to school. Fictionally, it's working. So they drop the girl off, and they don't want to. Well, Evangeline goes to the door and takes the girl to the door. Her parents didn't realize that she was missing necessarily, but they're very, very excited that she's been returned. When they realize that she'd been missing, the girl's very lets them know that Evangeline and Savannah helped her, and Evangeline and Savannah continue on to the school. This is after school, a few hours after school. So there's no kids or anything, just maybe some after school activity, kind of cars in the parking lot. That kind of thing. It's Evangeline's turn, right? Savannah did that, so she's gonna draw back up. 2, 3. Evangeline's gonna draw a moment of doom. Great. Trauma and damage, increased damage by 1. Our friends, the gutter snipes. So they're not sure what they're looking for. They get out, and they get out. There's actually a couple different parking lots at this school. They don't know that yet, but they stop in one. There's no truck or anything to that effect. So they go walking across. They realize they look across the school as they move to one part of the parking lot. They look, and they can see another parking lot on the other side of the school. And sure enough, it looks like there's a long kind of RV kind of truck on that side. So they start, but they have to go across a big field. And as they're moving across the field, and they're working their way towards the. It's not that far, but it's far enough to where halfway through the field they hear the chirp, and their stomachs drop because eventually they realize what they're hearing, and sure enough, out of the high grass, a few of these gutter snipes come out, eyeing their feet hungrily. We got a body and we're gonna do body. She's got 2, but she has the giant tardigrade, which she can assemble versus a recessed. No, it's not a recessed. Damn, this is not a recessed threat. Assemble, use the body, discard, use soul instead. Okay, yeah. We're doing the hand thing. We're grabbing each other's hand. They found, okay, so this is going to be a thing. Evangeline and Savannah have found a special connection. When they grab each other's hands, or in that kind of close proximity, their power doubles. Evangeline's never felt this with anybody else. This is a new thing for her, and certainly a new thing for Savannah. Savannah grew up in a very rich kind of place. She doesn't know this yet, but she didn't have siblings or anything like that. She's never felt this kind of, even her parents were never that close with her. So this is all a new feeling for her in a lot of different aspects. But yeah, Evangeline reaches out, grabs Savannah's hands, and we're going to use soul instead of body. So that's 4. She doesn't have any sins. We're going to discard Mimi Rue's elixir. I had a meaning for that. Mimi Rue's elixir is remembering what you did to get what you wanted. Right. So Evangeline. For some reason, a memory of when she was a kid. This isn't the first time she's met gutter snipes. She's met them before. She's dealt with these kind of things before. She used to live in the deep south and go out in forests when she was a kid, and she's run into them before. And she remembers this one time where her and her cousins had forced gutter snipes back from it, and it had built a little fort. They'd actually built a fort to keep the gutter snipes away. They'd keep them away by throwing acorns and rocks at them. That adds a bonus die. That's it. We need a 12. I don't think we... I guess we'll mutate. We'll mutate. Double 6s. 6. Damage. Before suffers damage, they reload 1 card. Okay. Alright, we're going to be able to reroll 3 of these. All we need is 12. 5, 10, 13. We're good to go. So, Evangeline grabs Savannah's hand, and they just start walking towards these things as fast as possible, just coming right at them. And these things kind of hop at them with their little bloodthirsty, beaky faces, and then it's almost like they think twice, and they hop, and they turn and hop as fast as they can back in the tall brush. And Savannah and Evangeline look at each other, and they kind of share a look like this isn't the first. This is happening quite a bit. Them touching, like, grabbing each other's hands, and they kind of smile at each other, in like a yes, it's happening and it's okay kind of way. And then they let go and turn and head back towards the parking lot. This was a discard. All right, we have no more. No more omens for Evangeline. So it is Savannah's turn. Omen of Doom. Three Omens of Doom. Oh boy. Ah boy. Okay. We'll do this. Debility. If we lose, we're going to have to display a new symptom. Parasite. Alright, well, let's see. We'll roll for this first, and then we'll integrate it in. 3. Conjure and Saint. She has neither. We're just going to roll 3. 8, 9. Okay. So there was a teacher that was getting into her car. They didn't end up meeting her. She drives off. Hold up. The first time you lose, display one new symptom. Oh, shit. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have our first symptom for this game. Where did those go? I have to find out where I put them. I didn't expect to be using... Oh, right here. Okay, so... symptoms are cards that are going to add... It's a card that's going to add a... Increase body targets by 1. My belly swells with bloat, aching from overstuffed effluvia within. Occasionally it rolls forward, preparing for the pyroclastic flow. Ew. As this teacher's car goes off, almost seems unrelated, but obviously it seems unrelated because that's when Savannah's stomach starts going, and somewhere in the back of her mind, she remembers a spray of something hitting her face at the old factory. She doesn't know if it's anxiety or what, but she doesn't feel so great. And actually, neither does Evangeline. We're going to play another Omen of Doom. Devil Tree. She's got to recycle one random card. And spare parts. Interesting. Rage gift. Okay. 11 rage. 3. Resist. She's got a resist of 2. That's cool. We're going to roll these. Oh, crap. Okay, well. Oh, shit. I should have got that. I should have worked harder for it. It's a heal. I didn't really think about it. Well, hold up. Do I have an evaluate? Evaluate. Discard to flip 1 die. Well, okay. The phylactery. So they walk up. They're walking up to this RV kind of situation. There's a couple of there's like a table with a cooler on it, and the RV doors open, but the screen doors shut. And when Savannah walks up, she for some reason something about it makes her check the cooler first, before her first instinct is to go into the RV, because that's what they're there for, is to find out what's going on in there. And but she checks the cooler first, and that was a discard. And she finds a couple canisters of some odd liquid. Yeah. Well, maybe not odd liquid. Oh, like some things of blood, and then like some kind of looking organ thing. Yeah. Okay. What's cool is you sacrifice this and you can heal 5. Okay. She picks that up. Are we going to do any more? No, she's got another. No, she's going to draw her 2. She's pretty low as well. So we're going to pass the turn to Evangeline. While Savannah is looking in the cooler, Evangeline opens the door to the RV. Actually, more gifts is a good thing at this point, because she's only got 2 cards on her deck. So let's she's going to boost her soul with a seer. The seer, boosting her soul with seer and soul stealer, makes her kind of she has a flash of kind of intuition. Well, she's going to have a flash. So let's roll first. Hold on. No, okay. Jeez. Ain't much of nothing. Oh wait, she get to add a strike die. 9, 10, 11, 12. No. Alright, well, she is not. Add 1 bonus die versus. Oh wait, hold on. No. She is not getting that soul stealer. So she does not get any kind of. Oh, that was a You may reload the confronted card. No, don't care. Don't care. We're going to pass. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're going to pass over to Savannah. Drew an Omen of Hope. Good. The symbol versus body. Add a body die. So they go into the RV truck, and inside is a 3 or 4 people that look like they just have like volunteer kind of things on. They don't look like they're, you know, especially important, but they're whispering in soft voices. This is Savannah, so Savannah's gonna rage out on these guys, same way she did last time. 3, no charm. She's gonna use her murder board. Recycle to add a rage die. Every time I don't mutate, let's mutate. Get rid of the 2, 4, confront. Sacrifice any ally gift played. No, I'm not playing any ally gift, so that's cool. At least I don't think I am. Alright, 4 dice. We get to re-roll 2 of them. There we go. That's that's 13, which is not 4 more. Is there anything we can do to make that more? So we get that sweet bonus. Evaluate. Well, we're gonna do this. So yeah. Evangeline recognizes these aren't the same people, obviously, from the location they're at, but they're the same type of people. So that same people that they met at the factory that went running off. So she's going to roll, and it's even, so she decreases it by 2. So we definitely won by 4 plus. Which is going to allow Savannah to go ahead and investigate again. They were discussing something. Search more. Search the truck. So they search the truck and they find, well, hopefully find a memory stick. Hack and study. She's got 1 bonus die for study. She finds the memory stick. Okay. We're going to pass the turn. Ooh, getting low on omens. We got an Omen of Doom too. Okay. It's Evangeline's turn. This flips over to Doom. Sea salt. Can evaluate trash to highest rage die. We're gonna roll mind. And study? No. We need 13. It's not gonna happen. So we don't find any dead sea salt. Screw it. She's gonna play Omen of Hope. Draw 1 card. And boom. They're about to leave the RV when Evangeline thinks she hears something. Like she swears she hears a really soft help. And she looks at Savannah. And she says, someone's still in here. And they go looking through, and they have to tear up one of this. Well, let's see. We'll figure out if that happens. They're gonna search the Uh-oh. I put the card somewhere in here. I should not have done that. Ah, there you are. We have to flip this to doom. Boo. Discard a mind gift. What's her thing? Okay, good. Okay, well, still. Crap. Oh, wait, that's anybody. Good, good, good. Oh, perfect. Okay, we just found the memory stick, of course. Okay, great. All right. I want to be able to seal this. That's my problem. All right, we have to find this kid. It's a 12. Mind. Soul. We're going to use soul. 4 soul. No sense. No. Yes, discarding this to boost soul. Sparks. Her and Savannah are going to work together to find this kid. We're going to mutate for sure. Body targets increased by 1. I can't forget that, but this is a soul target, so it's okay. Get rid of that. 5. Mutate. Each assisting saint recycles 1 ally card. She doesn't have any ally cards. Okay. So 5 dice. Going to reroll 3. We need to roll 12. Okay. Oh, yeah. 15, baby. They find her under a couch cushion. She's, like, stuffed in there. And, she's got... The little girl's got, or this one's a little boy, like, 9 years old. He's got heavy duct tape over his mouth. Evangeline didn't hear the help. She felt it. They get the kid out. And, oh, wait, hold on. We got to sanctify this place. So, here's the deal. We got to discard 1 mind gift. Instead of doing that, Evangeline's going to use one of her powers. She can bury 1 gift to flip her. Wait, no, you know what? We're not going to do that. We can do that to flip a nexus, but Savannah is just going to use illusion, which is her knowing how to hide, understanding how to hide. She can discard this to sanctify this. Or, I'm sorry, sanctify the whole location. Okay. So they talked to the kid and asked him what happened, and the kid said that they had same kind of deal. They'd asked him if they wanted to see a cool experiment, and they had some cool prize for him if he wanted to check it out. And then they had tied him up and duct taped his mouth and stuck him in the seat. And then he had listened to them talking about how whether they wanted to take him to this place outside the city, or if they wanted to take him, like it sounded like there was someone important there, or to him, they kept saying, or do they want to take him to her, which was at the, they didn't say where, but him, they said outside the city. They mentioned because they talked about how they hadn't gone there yet, and so they were talking about how to get there, but it's some campgrounds outside, a little further out in the country, with a little digging around with what what is it? The camps. It's called the camps. It turns out to be an actual place called the camps. A little Google searching, they find that there is a place called the camps, which is like an RV / campgrounds outside the city of Columbia. And so they drop the kid off where he needs to go, and they head out to this tent city. This is working out really, really well. No, it's not. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have a problem, ladies and gentlemen. What can we do? was Evangeline's turn. Okay. Evangeline is drawing and cannot draw up to 6. So Evangeline is fading. She is... this doesn't happen that often. What's going on? I gotta make sure I do this correctly. Because she doesn't actually get a death until the end of the mission. And we can stop. Okay. If you ever required to draw or otherwise remove a card from your deck and there are none, your saint fades. Display death by your deck to show that you're fading. You play your turns if the mission continues, though you will not get additional deaths from that point. If you lose the mission, at least one saint will slot a death. If you win, you might be able to avoid the death. Okay, good. Okay, so she's fading. She gets a death card, if you're not familiar. Only a taste of chocolate and the smell of your grandmother's cookies. This has been a little too much for Evangeline. They drive. Savannah has to take over and drive. And they drive out to the tents, to the camps. Imagine old roads, and that lead to dirt roads that lead to a little gated kind of road. And they pull up to this. They pull up to a gate. Let's see. It is Savannah's turn. She's gonna draw. Good karma. Right on. Alright, so during support... No. She's going to do that in her turn. Can she heal herself? No, she's kind of okay. We're going to play this Omen of Good Karma. Flip your Nexus to Hope. And heal 1 relic or tool gift. Grifter. Okay, so they pull up to this gate, and there's a guy working there. He looks kind of bored. He's got the typical uniform for this kind of job, park attendant, campground attendant kind of guy, younger dude. So obviously he's not part of whatever messed up stuff's going on. And he's like, hey, the campgrounds are closed. There's a private gathering here. Let's see. She only needs 10 soul. I don't want to spend any cards but we got it. Oh well. He's not going to be hard to get past. We don't have to roll to get past him. We're going to see if we can confide with him. Use him. Hack and charm, though. No. Savannah tries to ask him, like, well, who is it? And what's going on? He goes, I don't know, man. You can't go back there. And then they keep driving, and he like, half-heartedly goes, hey, you can't, He just goes back to whatever he was doing on his phone or tablet. Hey, man, you can't. Whatever, dude. Okay. We're going to pass the turn over to Evangeline. She draws Omen of Hope. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're going to use the spare parts during support to heal. I got to sacrifice it, but heal 5 non-soul gifts. Oh boy. She only has 3 of those, but that's enough to go back into her deck. And we're going to play an Omen of Hope, Righteous Anger. Oh wait, end of turn, heal 1 relic or tool gift. Relic or tool. Savannah's going to heal her Wolfram Cube. Okay. So as they pull back into the campgrounds, it doesn't take them long to find, the campgrounds has been taken over by these tents. A tent city has been built up inside this campgrounds. As they pull up to one of the nearest tents and they park, a doctor comes out and he looks like he gets a cigarette out. He's about to light it, and he looks over at them and he narrows his eyes and walks over to the car. Not going to get past him. Initiate mind sense 13, otherwise discard any sense gifts. Okay. Evangeline's gonna have to talk her way through this. 3 sense and study. Oh, jeez. We have no mind gifts to play. Boy, this is terrible. This isn't good. We're gonna have to. Okay, so the bursting is the mutation. I haven't tried that yet. Oh boy. We can't suffer damage. If we win, we suffer body damage. What? No. That's a no. Alright, so there's not going to be any help. She's got 3 to get 13. And we can't avoid it. This sucks. Oh shit. Hold up. We're before this happens, I didn't realize I'm gonna use the arc welder to support when I'm faded. I can sacrifice this to heal 4 and I'm no longer faded. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna get rid of this faded thing, heal the rest of my cards. I gotta get rid of no, she doesn't have to. She lowers the cost by 1, so she just has barium, so that's fantastic. Ooh. Okay. Evangeline, on the drive over into the campgrounds and seeing the tent city, she feels like they're reaching the end of this. They're finding the heart of whatever's going on, and it kind of rejuvenates her a bit and gives her a boost. Yeah. So this is still going to be a tough freaking battle, though. She's got 3 dice and it's got to get. Well, now that isn't such a worry, I'm going to go ahead and mutate. Double 5s. We'll get rid of one of the 5s. If we lose, we suffer 1 body damage. Fine. Okay, we're going to be able to reroll 3 of these bad boys. Symbol of support. Nope. Okay, what you got, Savannah? Can you help? Initiate a symbol. Aha, memory stick. Assemble a sacrifice to add 1 mind die. And then a symbol versus a threat. And I don't want to blow everything. We'll go ahead and do this. Alright, we get to re-roll 3 of them. Really got to re-roll 3 of them. Okay, that's 11. That's terrible. Support, symbol. Oh boy. Check everything. Check it all. Okay. Alright. What did I miss last time that I realized I could have did this time? Sense and study. There was no... she didn't play any card. So there was no sense or study. In a symbol versus a threat, add 1 bonus die. There we go. That didn't help. Crap, I just need 1, like, flip a card thing. No. Nope, she's taking damage. Shit. Okay, 5, 11. That's you need to get out of the car. You're not supposed to be here. And when he first says that, they think, oh, he's going to tell us to leave. He says, no, you need to get out of the car. Guards, guards. And guards come out. He doesn't take to Evangeline. She does her smile. She's about to tell him that they're here for a patient, but he says, no, you're not supposed to be here. Let's see, we're going to take 2 points of damage. Crap. Okay. As he calls people, Savannah hits it in reverse, puts it in reverse, and peels out of there. And they go racing back towards the kid in the gate in order to kind of park somewhere and double back. Evangeline's going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're going to pass the turn to Savannah. Good. We're still hopeful here. Oh, at the end, she can heal a relic or tool gift. She's going to heal a tool gift. Alright, so, Savannah. Anything support-wise? Support. How about you? Support? Alright, Evangeline's going to use Seer. It's not her turn, but she can use it on her Savannah during Savannah's support phase. She's going to recycle this to examine 2 and shuffle any number of examined threats into their nexus. Discard this card instead. Okay. There's Worry Beads and Omen of Doom. Neither one of them are threats. So, I'm going to recycle this. And, so it's Worry Beads. What's going to happen if this... Wait, what did I say? Hold on. It's Worry Beads and then an Omen of Doom. Alright, she's going to play an Omen of Doom. Evaluate versus threat. Trash the highest die. It's not a threat. It's Worry Beads. So Savannah, as they rush back to the gate... They rush past the kid, who doesn't seem to be all that interested, and Savannah remembered a little, kind of little widened part of the road in the back. She parks the car there, and they get out, and she tells Evangeline, we're gonna have to maybe go around. We're gonna have to take our time and get through the woods to get back into this tent city. Let's see if her worry is going to build up, give her something to use later. 14. Wow, this is an upgraded Worry Beads. Just realized. During damage, you recycle. To recycle the damage, if they're skilled and resist, they may draw 1 card. Oh, that's cool. Alright, so 3 mind. Resist 2, nice. Boom. So where Savannah kind of got a recharge going in to the tent city, Savannah's kind of got a charge here. But in a different way. She feels like now they can get back in there and they can do something, and she's on point. A heightened sense of awareness. She's gonna play an Omen of Hope. What, that should have been turned over. Now we turn back over. Draw 1 card. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Uh-oh. Ruh-roh. Oh, it's okay, because I know that she's drawing an Omen of Doom. So that puts her at 6, but that means she's got to draw this. Oh, Omen of Hope. Awesome. Draw this. Psychiatrist. So they work their way back through the woods. It doesn't actually take that long. It doesn't seem like there's any... The doctor didn't set off any like a camp-wide alarm or anything because they raced off, and he saw them race off down the road where you come in. So if there was any kind of big alarm, there isn't anything going off or anything like that. And they work their way back through, and they work themselves to they come up on another tent, and there's a guy out back, or rather, they lift a flap and go into one of the tents, kind of like in the back, and there's a real nice setup. It's like there's like almost like throw carpet on the floor, and a chair and a desk, and a man behind a chair, a desk, and a man behind a chair, a desk, and another chair, smoking a cigar. And he looks up from some papers as they kind of come in from underneath the tent. He looks quizzically at them. He's like, "And who might you be?" he says. Well, this is Savannah's turn. Okay. Savannah, what do you want to do here? Evaluate, support, evaluate, discard. Okay, we got a lot that can help us here. Charm and study. She has study 1. We're going to mutate so that Evangeline can help. 2. Terminate. Suffer 1 body damage. Everybody's got to suffer body damage at the end of this. Okay, we'll see how this goes. We're going to do mind 3. It's going to be a reroll 3. Okay. No. We got to raise the cost of mind gifts by 1. Oh, really? That sucks. Okay. Maybe we want to use soul? No. She's going to use a Halligan bar. Alright, so she's got 3 mind, 1 study. Symbol versus set. She's going to recycle this to add a body die. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't want to lose any more cards. I can't lose more than 2 points of damage here. Man, that's all I got. That's all we got. And we get to reroll 3. So we got some really... Ooh, buddy. Here we go. 15. See ya. So, who might you be? He says, puffing his cigar. And Savannah walks up to him, and because of her demeanor, he's not as unfazed as he'd like to be. He's a little unsettled by everything that's going on. Evangeline flashes her smile, and Savannah walks up and gets in his face and says, she just says, "Where's the doctor?" And he says, "Well, the doctor," she says. And he says, "Go through there, go out the tent, and then find the big one. There's a big one on your right. Go in there." She says, "Thank you." And takes his cigar. She played it correctly. She needed to intimidate him just a little bit. It wasn't a body roll. It was with the mind. She needs to suffer 1 body damage. Actually, both of them do. Huh. I don't know how that happens. She discards a card. And Evangeline's going to have to discard a card. They made it past it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Savannah's just gonna go ahead and pass her turn because she's low on cards. Evangeline goes. Moment of Doom. Oh, at the end of her turn, she gets to heal a relic or tool. That's good. We're so low. Clock's good. Oh, wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 5 turns left. 5 turns. This is down to it. So they exit the tent. I don't know. Maybe the smoke hurt their bodies. The smoke was the cigar smoke was so thick in there that they come out coughing and eyes red, and Savannah drops and puts the cigar out, and they look across and they see yet another tent, just like he had said. We're gonna play a Moment of Doom, Poverty. Boom. So, standing outside the other tent, just come out, or maybe going into the other tent, is a gentleman. Gentleman? No, not a gentleman. Not at all, friends. Well, yes, a large, deformed, nasty-looking gentleman pulling a bag of something. And both their stomachs kind of drop when they realize what they're looking at. It stops, and almost like it senses them, and it turns and it looks at them. And this is Savannah? This is Evangeline. It's party time. Oh, this is the Omen of Doom too. So, initiate body 12. If you fail, bury 1 ally gift and suffer 1 body damage. Do I have an ally gift? I don't. So body is 2. Let's see. Sense. She has no sense. Damn. Why can we have no sense here? And these ladies. I keep... wow, it's crazy how often we pull cards that have tags that they don't have. Okay, well... I don't think there's anything else we can do with this right here. It has to be... She basically has to roll 6s. Aw, look at that. So close. If you fail, bury 1 ally and then suffer 1 body damage. Okay, she's going to suffer 1 damage. This is not a good... This is not a good matchup. This is not a good matchup. Okay. We gotta throw everything we got at him if we want to end this right now. But she doesn't have anything to really throw at this guy. Her body and her rage, this is the worst setup. Her body is 2, her rage is 2. This is not a resist. It's not anything she can really react against. It's a sense. So it like looks at them, and then comes over faster than they expect, and like sniffs her. She can't believe it's sniffing her. And then hits her, and she falls to the ground. Says, "You don't belong here. You're going in the pit." So we got a party. So she gets 2 dice. I mean, is this even going to happen? What can we do here? What can we do? Symbol using... might as well use rage, because we can help. Right? Maybe not. No. We have the worry beads, which will recycle the damage. We're going to have to wait and meet him a little further in. There's only 3 more cards, so it's not too bad if she does leave this. If Savannah... hold on. She uses the Mori bead. She can recycle them to recycle the damage. If they're skilled in resist, they may draw 1 card. She's not skilled in resist, but that's okay. So what I'm thinking is we're going to roll We're not going to mutate. We're going to roll. Yep. Okay. I'm going to roll terribly. Take a ton of damage. Savannah, already in that heightened sense of awareness, when this thing comes up and starts sniffing Evangeline and then hits her, Savannah's already moving. She's grabbed her. It like goes to grab Evangeline, but Evangeline's not there because Savannah's already dragging her and moving as quick as possible back into the psychiatrist's tent and smokiness and back through the flap before this thing can even react. That's with the worry beads. So she's got to recycle all her cards. And this is a recycle, which that's cool. Those worry beads are awesome. And then this goes shuffling back into the deck. At the end, she may reload one relic or tool gift, otherwise suffer one rage damage. I think I'm drawing first at the end. Yeah, I'm resetting. Yeah. Recycle one relic or tool. Okay, we're going to reset the murder board here. Reload. Back on top of her deck, and she's done. Wait, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But that was not her. Damn. This is not her. This is Evangeline. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And Evangeline's gonna reset that. Yeah. Okay. Savannah's turn. Oh boy. It's okay. There are 4 cards left. All right. Do we have anything to check? We have nothing to oh, we do. We do. Seer. Okay, Evangeline's going to drop this during her support phase to examine 2. Okay. We've got a lost soul, in a magic mason jar. To shuffle any number of examined threats into their nexus, discard this card instead. She's going to discard it. To reshuffle the lost soul in. And then Savannah's going to play an Omen of Doom to draw the magic mason jar. She's going to throw down 3 soul dice to see if she gets this. Oh, she does. Okay. I had a different way of looking at the mason jar. Oh. So this is going to represent a sort of spiritual plan for what they're about to do. Savannah's says that we've got to. This is obviously the person we need to take out. We're going to sneak around each of the tents. We're going to go back to that tent, but we're going to see if we can't sneak in it. It's probably gone back inside. We're going to find out where it is at this pit and take it out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's flip this back over to Hope. And yes. And that she says that, and they walk back around, and as they come back around the tent, sure enough, he isn't back in there yet. He's standing outside the bigger tent sniffing, and it looks over and it sees them. But it's Savannah's turn, and it's on now. Right. So Savannah's turn. We doing this? We're gonna do. Let's see. Support. Symbol using body. Nope. Symbol using rage. Yep. Symbol use first. Okay, we're gonna do rage. I wish she had some sense, though. I wish this thing had more than that. Okay, we're mutating. And we have to add a die because it's the master. We subtract 1. It's a 3. If we win, we suffer 2 body damage. Fine, I'll take it. Symbol using soul doesn't do a damn thing for us. Okay, we are playing a murder board to add a rage die. Evangeline is playing a murder board to add a rage die. No. She has nothing else she can do. Savannah has nothing else she can do. She can use a wave of mutation to boost rage. Wolfram Cube. To assemble versus a mutated card, recycle to add 1 body die. And then that's it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 dice. We need 16. And we can re-roll. Actually, I should have yeah. Well, here. If this is lower than a 3, we'll use it. Crap. Okay. I did this because I want to Savannah. I forgot Savannah can support herself with Rage 2. So that would be our lowest. Well, that would have been our lowest. We got rid of a 2, I think. Terminate. We suffer 1 body damage. Fine. Okay, we need a 16, and this isn't going to get us there. So we need to re-roll 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold up. No. Oh boy. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a 16. Ooh, boy. All right, so this thing comes charging, drops its sack, whatever's in a sack, and Evangeline and Savannah meet it head on. And it's surprised by the ferocity. Oh. We didn't do the body check. Not that it matters. She would have suffered from body damage, so... But she's about to win, so it doesn't matter. It's surprised by Savannah's... And even Savannah's surprised by her own ferocity. It chooses to come at Evangeline. And it chooses wrong, because as it comes at Evangeline, Savannah jumps and takes the initiative... Well, no. Takes it by surprise by whipping out... she's got her, not murder board, but she's got a pipe, and smacks it across the head as it's coming for Evangeline. Smacks it harder than expected, and then she just keeps hitting it and keeps hitting it and keeps hitting it as it falls to the ground. They go and check the sack, and unfortunately, what was in the sack didn't live. And they go through the tent that was in there. And there were, it was appeared to be the only thing in the tent. The only, well, I won't say doctor, but there was some people that were drugged up on the tent, and they got them out. And then they hatched a plan to set fire to the main tent. And as they did that, they started going around to the other tents while people started running to the main tent to try to take it out. They go into the other tents and let people free, and then set those tents on fire. And it worked beautifully. Before they knew it, the tent city was up in flames, and there was a lot of chaos. But they were able to, the people that they had helped, were able to kind of corral to a place like open bathrooms and stuff for the campgrounds, or no, a beach down by a lake. They were able to kind of corral people down there as the tent city went up in flames. And apparently this thing that they beat down was the only one of its kind there. They were kind of worried about that, but they were lucky. So the ladies watched this tent city burn, and they were able to call authorities, well, help authorities once they got there to help the homeless people. And there weren't any, when the authorities come, there weren't any of these physicians around. Mysteriously, all the people who worked the tent city were gone. And the campgrounds had a lot of questions they had to answer due to that. So let's, we got, that was one of the closest I've ever gotten to not making it. All right, I gotta find the mission card. Where are you, mission card? Hold on. Let me get all these cards back in their respective decks. These are omens. Let's see if the fleeting fragment or the enduring fragment is. Okay. And 2 random fleeting fragments. The embryo postulate. Many animals share similar embryonic forms, suggesting a shared evolutionary origin. Is it absurd to theorize a shared destination? Dr. Speck asks. No, you think, but you don't believe the road to it involves this much duct tape. A symbol versus a strike threat. Add 1 bonus die. If it's a skinwalker threat, add 2 bonus die instead. Both of them have strike, so it's not a bonus for them. So we'll give this to Savannah. Yeah, that memory is hers. The phase you're going through, so dark, so cold, so lonely. You giggled with delight when you phased through the wall, like it wasn't even there, nothing more than a hollow space inside a doorway, and you had a ghost passing through it. If only you hadn't tried to phase through the floor. Sacrifice to reroll all dice. Ooh, I like that one. I don't have very many. Oh, this is even better. The white tail. Kitsune is not a name we acknowledge, the executioner proclaimed. You can be a kit or fox or whatever you mind, but we shan't speak of that thief again. She took away too much from us. Okay, you said, but isn't the worst thing that she took away from your freedom to say her name? Huh. This is something that she remembers from back when she was a kid in the deep south. Sacrifice to decrease damage. We're going to do that, since we seem to be taking damage. Oh, I didn't realize this was what it was. She could have used this to avoid damage. Recycle her hand and go to end. So cool. 2 ways to avoid damage. That was a little longer than well, actually, you know what? That's fine. It should have went long because we had 4 locations. That went really freaking well, though. I love how the I've been noticing, and it's been playing out really well. The last 2 missions have done the same thing. Just the way the story rolls is like we didn't meet the master too soon. Everything flowed from one to another once the story was established. We went to the shelter first and found out about... That was a little tough at first, finding the jump from the shelter to the meat locker. Well, actually, it made sense. It made a lot of sense once I decided that, yes, I wanted to go to the meat locker. Because when I went into this, I felt like the meat locker was going to be the last nexus. But it ended up working out beautifully. Go from the sawbones, the crazy psychotic, to the meat locker, finding a kid there, and then going to the school, finding a kid there, which made complete sense, and then ending with the master in the tent city. That's pretty cool. I felt like the other missions kind of went the same way. So anyway, yeah, it was a long scenario. Thanks for sticking around, Heroic. Next week we will be back with the mission will be called Rejected Specimens. And the crew is going to be in, it looks like D.C., Washington, D.C. So y'all have a good night and rest of the week, and I'll check you next Friday. Viva la Dungeon!